The topic we're going to be looking at today is 6.8 decimals and percentages. Now, first of all, we need to understand what percent means. So the word percent means out of 100. So when we're looking at a percentage, it's telling us how many parts are represented out of 100. For example, 23% means 23 out of 100, or 23 over 100 as a fraction. And we know that 23 over 100 equals 0.23, which is 23 hundredths. When we're converting percentages to decimals, we divide by 100. So to convert a percentage to a decimal, we divide by 100. And remembering when we divide left. So we move the decimal place left. Because there's 2 zeros in 100, we move it left 2 places. So for example, 42% is 42 divided by 100. And remembering the decimal places after the number, 1, 2, and then the decimal place is in front of the number. And so the number as a decimal is 0.42. So 42% is 42 divided by 100. Another way of writing that is 42 divided by 100. Remembering as a fraction, that might make it easier to remember that 0.42 is 42 hundredths. Right, when we're converting decimals to percentages, we do the opposite. So where we had to divide to convert percentages to decimals, to convert a decimal to a percentage, we multiply by 100. So we move the decimal point right, so we remember multiply right, we move it right 2 decimal places. So for example, 0.654 equals 0.654 times 100, 1, 2, and that makes it 65.4%. So we're using all the things that we've learnt so far in the other topics to help us understand this more clearly. Now you can have a go at this yourself before I explain it, so pause the video if you're wanting to have a go at it yourself. If you need more explanation, then I will explain it to you now. Okay, so you need to express the following percentages as decimals. So remember, to convert percentages to decimals, we divide by 100. So 30% means 30 out of 100, or 30 divided by 100. And so therefore, to do that, remember, divide left, we need to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So the answer is 0.30 as a decimal. Now 240% is 240 over 100, or 240 divided by 100, same thing. Move the decimal point 2 places left, 1, 2. Therefore, 240% is 2.40 as a decimal. Now the last one, 0.4%. So we need to divide 0.4 by 100. So we need to move it, the decimal place, 2 places to the left. So that equals 0.004 as a decimal. Okay, so when we're converting decimals to percentages, remembering we are multiplying by 100, so we are moving the decimal place right two places because there are two zeros in 100. Okay, so 0.045 times 100 equals, so moving it right, 1, 2, so there my decimal place has moved there, it's no longer there. So it's 4.5%. Righty-ho. 7.2 as a percentage. So we need to multiply by 100, and that means we move the decimal place, multiply right, so we're moving the decimal place to the right, 1, 2, move. So it's 720%. Now the last one, 0.19 times 100. Multiply right, moving it there, and so it's 19%. Okay, hopefully you have that clearly in you. And we're going to have to just do something else just to see if you really understand. So, which one of these is larger, 63% or 0.64? So 63% is 63 over 100. We know that. And 0.64 is 64 hundredths. So we can see by this that 64 hundredths would be larger. Right, what about this one? 0.483 or 48%. So we can convert the 48% to a decimal. You can do it either way if you want. So it's 0.483 or, so 48% is a decimal, so we need to divide by 100 because 48% is 48 hundredths. And that is 0.48 as a decimal. So therefore, so we've got 0.48 and 0.483. So this is really 0.480. So very close, but this one is slightly bigger. Alrighty, which one of these is smaller? 26% or 0.3? So we know that 26% is 26 over 100. We're dividing 26 by 100. So to do that, we move it 2 decimal places to the left. So that is 0.26 or 26 hundredths. Or we've got 0.3, which is 3/10 or 30 hundredths. So we can clearly see that this one is bigger. Alrighty, last one. This is a bit trickier. 0.125 or 1.25%. Okay, so let's convert the percentage. So converting percentage, we divide left. Okay, so 0.125 or 1.25. So we're dividing by 100, so we move the decimal place 2 places left. 1, 2. So it's 0.0125. So we can see here that this one is actually bigger. Alright, hopefully by now you have more understanding of how to convert decimals to percentages and the other way around.